Hey, what's happening, guys? So as per the increasingly reliable Fabrizio Romano, Tottenham Hotspur are closing in on the signing of Pedro Porro. And I've got to say, this is the type of player that could lift some of the doom and gloom surrounding the club at the minute, because he's bloody dynamite. In regards to his background, the first thing to note is he's Spanish, not Portuguese as some might suspect. He started his career off for Girona's reserve side, who are called Peralada, before being promoted to their first team as an 18-year-old. Although they ended up getting relegated, Porro performed admirably in his debut season and even scored a goal against Real Madrid during a 3-1 defeat. Games such as that one earned him a move to Man City for 11 million quid in 2019. For those of you who may be unaware, Girona are part of the City Football Group umbrella, and thus the logical move for any top talent at one of those many sister clubs would be to Manchester. Curiously, he was immediately loaned out to Real Valladolid, who were given the option to make the move permanent. I'm not sure what was more daft. The fact that Man City had no intention of developing this lad for their first team and just wanted to make a quick buck, or Valladolid's decision to not exercise their option, although that could have been down to financial constraints in all fairness. Regardless, things worked out well for Porro as Sporting took note of his talent and brought him in on a 2-year loan, which again included an option to buy at the end of it, this time for only £7 million. This was taken up without hesitation, so Sporting will be making a pretty penny should this £40 million transfer get concluded smoothly. Now, in his time in Portugal, Porro has absolutely fucking smashed it. Aside from being a key member of a squad that ended a 19-year title drought, he swept up pretty much every individual prize there is that's up for grabs, including the Premier League Defender of the Month, which he's won a record-breaking 5 times, 3 of them in back-to-back months, might I add, the Premier League Goal of the Month, and perhaps the most important of them all, the Premier League Team of the Season, of which he's been a part in each of the last 2 years. Moving on to his style of play, Porro is a quintessential modern-day wingback and has featured almost exclusively in that position in Amorim's 5-2-3 and 3-4-3 formations, which is why it's pivotal Conte, or someone with a similar footballing philosophy, sticks around for the long term, or else Spurs will have a collection of players who aren't fit to operate at a high level in a back four. Porro is incredibly gifted from a technical standpoint, and thus crossing, passing, dribbling and shooting all come very naturally to him. An added bonus is that he's brilliant off set pieces, whether it be corners, free kicks or even penalties. It should therefore come as no surprise that he's notched up 3 goals and 11 assists in just 24 appearances this season. I mean, fuck me, those are KDB-esque numbers right there. It's far from being a one-off either. He bagged 5 goals and 7 assists in 35 games during the previous year too, so expect plenty of output once he does come into the fold. With the likes of Kane and Son overloading central areas of the pitch, I expect Porro to be given the license to push up high and get at the end of long diagonal balls, which is precisely how he's done damage to opposition sides in recent times. Unlike Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has a surname for a first name and a first name for a surname, Porro is no mug defensively either. He combines flair with tenacity and is one of those blokes who celebrates blocks, tackles and interceptions like he's just scored a winner in a World Cup final. Christian Romero for one will be buzzing to have a fellow grade A bastard next to him, and I reckon Conte will be quietly pleased about it as well. There are, however, 2 concerns about him that should be noted. First and foremost, he's a bit of a hothead and needs to watch his step, particularly when mouthing off to referees, as that's quite possibly the stupidest reason to get booked. Secondly, his injury record. While he hasn't had any major layoffs, he does have a tendency to miss a run of games through niggles, but hopefully that's just part and parcel of growing into his frame. Overall, this is a terrific signing when all things are considered. Given Emerson Royale is a bit wank, Matt Doherty looks like Cafu in one game, and then Matt Doherty in the next, and Jed Spence has been completely out of favor since day one. Personally speaking, I'm really disappointed with that one because he's an elite talent, but sometimes players and managers just don't see eye to eye, with Shaw and Mourinho at Man United being the obvious example, so it's best both parties find a solution at the earliest. Needless to say, wingbacks are paramount to Conte's system clicking, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this move revitalize the 11 in the same way Kulusevski and Bentancur's arrivals did last January. Things are looking up for Porro, and it's only a matter of time before he adds to his one Spanish cap. On a side note, he apparently shagged Joao Felix's missus too, so get your chance ready if you're headed to the Chelsea game next month. One tiny request to end things, please do give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and share your thoughts in the comments down below. I know I sound like your typical Bellend YouTuber, but it really does help my channel. Take care and enjoy the rest of your week, lads. Peace.